Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today's topic is going to be focus on the overall message, not the details. So get to that in a minute. No cicadas today. Long day of coaching. So shooting tonight. It's almost 10 o'clock. So getting this done for you guys and gals. Love you. Take a couple of nice deep breaths with me. Breathe in the peace, exhale the noise. Breathe in the confidence, exhale the fear, the doubt. Breathe in the clarity, exhale the uncertainty. So, when I say focus on the overall message, not on the details, what I mean is this. The overall message Dr. Sarno had for you was you're not broken. Relax, there's nothing wrong with you. Go live your life. I've had a number of people tell me that they saw them in person, and as they left his office, he said, go live your life, there's nothing wrong with you. That's the overall message of TMS. If you start focusing on the details, if you start focusing on, well, how do I talk to my brain? How do I feel my emotions? I'm not feeling my emotions right. Do I journal? Do I not journal? Do I do meditation? How long should I do meditation for? Is there a perfect meditation? How do I do the breathing? Should I do box breathing? Should I breathe in and then exhale for longer than the inhale breath? How do I reduce my stress so I don't get symptoms? Well, I can't really quit my job, or I can't eliminate stress, so how am I going to get better? And all of these thoughts were essentially, I've heard people say, it's like you're TMSing about TMS. You're being perfectionistic about TMS. You're trying to do this perfectly so you can get better as fast as possible. But when you do all of that and you start to focus on the details and start to think that there's a perfect way of doing this so that you can get better, what you end up doing is spending more time trying to fix yourself, more time judging yourself and criticizing yourself for not fixing yourself properly, which keeps you what? Keeps you focused on the symptoms. How am I doing? Did what I just did work for the symptoms? Oh, I just meditated. Am I better? Am I feeling any different? You keep checking back in on the symptoms. Well, keep in mind, regardless of the original cause, the reason that your brain created the pain originally for TMS, my belief is that the original cause, the original reason your brain created it, in many cases is not relevant. We don't have to go back and figure out what happened 6 years ago to figure out what we need to do to get better today. I don't think that's true. And so don't focus on the details. Focus on the overall message, which is you're not broken. You're not broken physically, mentally, or emotionally, which means there's nothing to fix. And every time you focus on all of these little details, you're utilizing the neuroplasticity, the wires that connected it, that made these symptoms persistent in the first place. So regardless of why it started, I believe that any pain that lasts a while, chronic, 3-6 months, has become learned by the brain. It's memorized. Those neural pathways have become connected because of our fear and the attention we give the symptoms. And the more fear and attention we give it, the more likely it is to stick around. The great news is that's the formula for persistent symptoms or pains. So the formula for reversing that is doing the opposite. Let's learn to dial down the fear and pull the attention away. We don't do that by micromanaging ourselves. We don't do that by judging that, oh, I had a bad thought and that's going to mess me up and I'm never going to get better because I had that thought, or I had this fear, or I got upset today. And we can overanalyze this entire process. We can hyper-focus on all the details, and that's just keeping you utilizing these neural pathways in the brain that are being used to send the pain signals. And again, if you want the brain to learn to let those connections go, the less you think about and try to fix your symptoms, the faster it lets go. So what do? Dial down the fear with the accurate knowledge that there's nothing broken, there's nothing to fix. Soothe, breathe. There's no perfect way to do it. There's no right way, wrong way. And go live your life. Focus on that. And I know some people will say, I don't have a life anymore. I don't know what to do with that because I've given up my entire life because of the pain. And for you, I'll just suggest, you've got a clean slate. You've got a blank canvas. What would you like to paint for the rest of your life? What does that picture look like? And you could view it as, oh no, my life sucks because I gave everything up, which I get, I understand that completely, not judging. Or you can view it as, I've got a blank canvas, an empty notebook where I can write my story for the rest of my life. What do I want to do? How do I want to show up? How can I bring myself joy? How can I bring myself some purpose? How can I contribute to others? Even if it means the thing that makes me feel joy is sitting out in the backyard and taking a look at nature and enjoying just breathing fresh air, smiling. Simple pleasures are plenty to lead a pleasurable life. And not everybody needs a life purpose. Maybe the purpose of life is to go through it, treating yourself kindly with care and love. Not everybody needs a life purpose. We put too much pressure on ourselves to do too much. What if the meaning of life was to be happy and make those around you happy too? And treat yourself kindly with love and respect and care. I don't know. Don't focus on the details. Don't micromanage your recovery, because all that's going to do is have you TMSing about your TMS, meaning overthinking your TMS, which means you're using those connections that are going to keep it persistent. Make living your life more important than fixing yourself, because in the end, the overall message is that you are not broken. Dr. Sarno, TMS 101, first day of class. Anything you've seen in imaging are normal abnormalities. And it's the brain creating the pain. That doesn't mean your brain is broken. It just means it's overprotective. It means it is interpreting things to be dangerous that are truly not dangerous. So there's nothing to fix. If you want to teach your brain to let go of these neural connections, the less fear and attention we give those connections and the symptoms, the faster the brain goes, oh, we're not using this, we can let it go. So it's not rocket science. It's not terribly complex. Don't get lost in the details. And I know a lot of TMS coaches and practitioners and doctors have all sorts of methods and approaches and exercises and homework and all this stuff. And that can lead you to believe that it's a test. We have to do it right. And I need to score 100 to get better. I need to do it perfectly. And oh shoot, I skipped yesterday because I had too much going on. Now I'm not going to get better. I just sent myself all the way back. Don't worry about the details. Be consistent with the message that says, I'm already okay. I'm already fine. Indifference to the symptoms, and shift your attention to living your life. I've had many people over the past couple of years tell me, Dan, I've been working on this TMS stuff for a while, and when I finally got the concept and decided indifference was available to me and something I could decide, and when I decided to make living my life with joy more important than fixing myself, that's when things started to shift for me. And I'm not saying the process is simple or overnight, But I will tell you, the faster you dial down the fear, shift your attention back to finding joy, purpose, meaning, connection with others, whatever it looks like for you, the faster you're going to get better. And for those who say, I don't have a life because pain took it all away from me, I'll encourage you to look at this as an opportunity with a blank slate, a clear white canvas or an empty notebook, and you can write your story. You can paint your future life. Look at this as an opportunity to start fresh, not as, look at everything I lost. We don't move forward with a joyful life by looking in the rearview mirror. That's not the way it goes. Look out the windshield. There's a reason the rearview mirror is small and the front windshield is huge. So, I'm going to wrap this one up. Love you guys and gals. Focus on the overall message that you're not broken, not the details of how to get there. Because if you focus on the big picture, and you make that your consistent thought and focus and shift your attention to living your best life, the details will take care of themselves. There's no one way of getting better. I don't have the one way. There is no one way. There is no perfect way of recovering. The people who get better are the ones that can truly accept the fact that the core message is that you're not broken. The sooner you accept that and are consistent with that and stop freaking out, the faster you can get better. So, love you guys and gals. I will talk to you tomorrow. See ya.